Since we have a slow market so far this morning, we can get into a little bit of an educational piece. It's a topic that I want to talk about. It has to deal with strategy hopping. Okay. There are a lot of like-minded professionals in this Discord, but if you go through the personal thread section, you will see different models. Okay. So there's nothing wrong with using a different model. There's nothing wrong with testing a different model. In my opinion, the only thing that is wrong is strategy hopping too impulsively. Okay, so changing strategies is okay. That's not the issue. The issue behind that is not having data to back your decision making. So that's what I would call strategy hopping, is when you try something and then after it doesn't work one or two times, you decide to change your strategy. Okay? In my opinion, this is what causes fear. Okay? This is what causes FOMO. But fear, to overcome fear, you need conviction. To get conviction, you need experience. So overall, fear, you can replace fear with preparation. If you were to prepare more often, collect more data on a certain strategy, then you're going to have the information that you're looking for. The times in which you strategy hop because you're impulsively making a decision, right? You don't have any data backing your decision. You're changing the strategy just because you blew an account. You're changing a strategy just because you had a string of losses. That's an issue in my opinion. That's the only time where the new shiny object is an issue. Okay? Strategy hopping will be very bad for you and your progress in this business. What will be even worse is failing to prepare. Because failing to prepare, failing to collect that data, you will never gain that conviction to truly know whether a strategy works or not. Okay? And in my opinion, gathering enough data means a year's worth of data. Okay, this market is very cyclical. Okay, so it goes through different stages of delivery. There are times in which we consolidate a lot. There are times in which we manipulate. There are times in which we expand. So there are different cycles of price delivery. This is why I'm saying that you need to collect at least a year's worth of data to truly have some concrete information. Without concrete information, you are impulsively acting. Okay, so in terms of strategy hopping, you need to collect enough data to have conviction. If you gain that conviction, you'll realize that strategy hopping is even worse for you than looking for the best model or the model that creates the most amount of money, however you measure it. Okay. The second portion of this conversation I want to get into is, the new shiny object syndrome. Let's say now you have a model. Let's say you have a model, but you continuously keep adding things to that model. That's the new shiny object syndrome to me. This is the same exact thing as not collecting enough data on your current model. Because if you are always adding a variable to your data, then your data is not going to be accurate, right? If your first month of data is only 2 variables, and then your second and third month of data is 5 variables because you added 3 more, that first month of data is not going to be accurate for the overall outcome. Does this make sense? Hopefully this is resonating with some people, because I'm completely okay with being around other like-minded professionals, and I want to do that because it provides a lot of value and it helps in terms of accountability. Okay? But you have to understand that my model is not a 100% win rate, nor is anybody else's. it doesn't matter what the win rate is if you don't have a model in place, if you haven't even gained the conviction with the current model that you're using. You see what I'm trying to get at here is it doesn't matter what model you use. Any of them could be profitable if you gain enough data to have conviction in your decision making. Don't hop around models every month just because you have poor results within the first week of testing, first month of testing, because you don't have enough data to say over the long term whether the probabilities are in your favor or not. Okay, so whether you're trading inversions, whether you're trading unicorns, whether you're trading moving averages, whether you're trading some kind of indicator, all of them are acceptable here. What matters is the operator, you as the individual, putting in the work, collecting the data, building that muscle memory so that when you get to the charts, you know exactly how or why you're going to do something. That just like this morning, you saw in the matter of 2 seconds, right? In the matter of 2 seconds, I made a different decision, right? So if you were watching me, I pointed to this bullish breaker and I was ready to enter. I was hovering over the enter button. And then within seconds, I chose not to enter because of this right here. This is what muscle memory is. The amount of times that we've talked about lethargic displacement versus strong and decisive displacement, go through the videos. Go through more than a year's worth of videos in which we talk about that. And that muscle memory just saved me $300. This is what I'm trying to point to. The amount of times that I've seen my model fail because of this logic here allowed me to save myself from a loss. You wouldn't know that your model does good or bad during circumstances if you're always changing your model. Okay, so just a quick recap to understand the quick little educational segment that I wanted to get to. And I'm only saying this because I want you to understand that you need to find what resonates with you. I'm not going to sit here and say the unicorn model is the best trading model in the world. What truly matters, what makes a good model, is that person clicking the buttons. You make a good model. You make a good model. Seriously, the amount of work that you're going to put into your business is what's going to build the muscle memory for you to make these decisions. And take some ownership in that, because if you're going to be the individual that's coming in here for a signal service, just so you can place the responsibility of somebody else making that decision for you, then you might as well just go work a 9-to-5 job, because what happens when I'm not here anymore? Then who's going to make the decision for you? You understand what I'm getting at here? I don't care what model you guys trade. I don't even care what you guys think of my model. The only thing I care about is you making progress in this business. You finding a way to build the conviction to understand exactly how or why you're going to execute, because that is what's going to keep you here in the long run. And the point that I'm trying to hit home is that switching your model every single week, month, year is going to hold you back from actually getting to that point of progress, because you're never going to build enough conviction to be able to make those real-time decisions like I just did this morning. And those real-time decisions, every time you click a button, is the actual time in which you make progress or not. So you, as an independent thinker, have to build the muscle memory through gaining enough data on one specific model, right? And so now let's just wrap it up. Let's close it up with saying, if you were to have collected, let's say, a year's worth of data, and you realize that that model doesn't work for you, then it's okay to change your strategy because you've done your due diligence, right? You've put in the time, collected enough data for it to be credible. It's not just a week of data, it's a year's worth of data. You've gone through all of the market cycles and you can see it doesn't work out properly. That would be the time in which I would say it's okay to change your model. After the fact that you've done all your due diligence in collecting the data to have the credibility to say this doesn't work. Okay, but if you're sitting there after 1 week of failures, 2 weeks of failures, and you're like, oh, I didn't get the result that I wanted, I'm going to go ahead and change everything that I'm doing because I didn't make $1,000 this month or whatever the number is. That's an emotional response. There's a difference from being data driven. Okay. There's a difference from being data driven to emotionally driven. That's the difference I'm trying to make. It's okay to change your model. So, in conclusion, the last portion of this little segment would be it's okay to change your model as long as you've collected enough data to prove whether it does or doesn't work, that it's not a short term, emotionally based decision. Okay. I'm very happy for all the individuals in here and the amount of people that are making a lot of money from different models than the unicorn is astonishing. And I'm very happy for you. Those are the people that I want to be working around. So I'll also say thank you to all of the like minded professionals. The amount of people that are sharing their experiences in their personal threads, the people that are walking into this Discord get to skip years worth of losses because of the amount of information people are providing in their personal threads. You might not feel how valuable that is, but I know how valuable it is. And thank you for doing that for all the individuals that continue to provide value there. It is greatly appreciated. And this is the type of accountability that pushes everybody else forward. So I'm very thankful for all of the like-minded professionals in here. So I'll be here showing up, working and learning as I have every single week. I would love to continue to be around other like-minded professionals. It's really providing a lot of value. Let me get back over to chat now. I just wanted to do a quick little segment because, we're all independent thinkers here. I want to make sure everybody understands that that's the best way forward, being an independent thinker. And I'm just pointing to some things that would help moving forward in a correct manner, in my opinion.